Today is one of those days when I decided to get out of the city and go for a hike. In the morning I thought of going to hot springs. I dropped off a friend at the monastery, then I headed to Harrison Hot Springs, the public pool, and since it was too busy for my comfort, I decided to head to Fraser River Canyon. So I'm not far from the Alexandra bridge. It's still Fraser River Canyon. As you can see here, some big drops, and I'm not going to show off with any type of selfies or silly stuff. Sometimes I take videos of these places so other people don't have to. This is a place, especially in a spring, where the ground is very slippery and is moist and it's not very stable. You see the roots are also soaked, then covered with moss. I see some ducks. I don't see any fish, but the water is deep. I see shallow water just a bit, maybe 10 meters, then the river is very deep. So again, this is not a hike for people who are now prepared. I'm not saying it's difficult, it's easy. I mean, maybe a 70 years old healthy person can do it. It's no big deal. But is for those who have stability on their legs and body, so you don't get close to the edges and get feel dizzy, and you don't use city shoes, so you need to have some safe gear. It's really beautiful, especially when there's nobody around. I'm just by myself. And the thing is, it smells like a chemical from somewhere. And it does not smell good. It's like it's weird. Here it's supposed to be fresh air, but it smells like maybe from the train tracks, some sort of Vaseline. I don't think that foam smells like that. So again, this is Alexandra Bridge, crossing the Fraser River, Highway 1. There's nice view here. I mean, I could go further down, but there's no point. There's not much extra I can see. The ducks are floating down the river. This is like they let themselves carried by the current. And I'm going to continue my hike to a bridge. It's an old rail bridge, and I want to figure where this smell comes from, because it's not very pleasant. Yeah, some people attempt to do brave stuff, which is not brave, it's silly, and they have no experience, and they don't know that this moss is on a thin layer above the rock, like on top of the rock, and often you get strong current here, like a strong wind. And today is calm. Today is calm. But some days, the whole canyon, the whole valley, like a really strong current pushing you, is like a 70 kilometer an hour wind, and it's totally unsafe to be around. And if you see this little tree that was blown down by the wind, or maybe just dislocated, you don't want something hitting you while being on the edge, because things are flying during the storm or windy day. And like I said, it gets very windy because of the valley profile. So now I'm hiking back up to this bridge I want to see. I tried to get here, but it was under construction, under some sort of a renovation last year. You see, this moss is like very unstable. Even it appears like a reliable place to put your foot on. I shared the story of a guy who fell into a very fast moving creek, like a waterfall type, maybe a 45-degree incline, and he actually stepped on some moss, and underneath was slippery rock, and he got carried away down the mountain for a bit, and so now he grabbed a branch, and he was holding on a branch because he knew if he doesn't hold on, he's gone. And that waterfall kind of is like a very foamy creek full of boulders and stuff. It ends up in the Squamish River. So you go for a while until all your bones break into small pieces and you're gone. You become like a soft ball, meatball. And so he was holding on a branch, but the thing is, the water pressure kept pushing him underneath. So water was coming on top of his head, and water is cold, it's really cold. It was spring. But the thing is, he saved my butt with his story. Because, and I'm telling you, there is some sort of invisible field of information, some people call that God, that keeps some people safe, or safer. So the day I went for my hike, I was alone. I crossed the river by kayak, and before I crossed the river, I met this couple, and he had some scratches, and he showed me his knee. So they had to call the 911 search and rescue, but they went fine. So they managed to get back down by themselves. So because I met this couple, and because it was such a good coincidence, like such a good timing for me to get there with my kayak while they came back the day after their accident. So for some reason they returned to the river shore, maybe to look for something, I don't know. But it happened that they've been there, and they shared the story. And in the story there was this detail about a side trail that was going from the main trail, which is steep trail for advanced hikers. That up to some point was no snow, but after that was only snow. And So on the side trail, they went to grab some water or to take some pictures, and he stepped right on the moss. Then underneath was this slippery stone or big boulder, big rock or something, and he fell. So he told me where, like not where, but about this side trail. And when I went into my hike, I saw this trail, and I thought, whoa, it's so tempting for me to take this side trail to explore it and grab some water. But I saw his footmarks and the scratch, like a missing moss, and the way he went. So I saw the site, and I thought, wow, without his story and without his pain and adventure, whatever he shared, I would probably be gone, because by myself, with no one to call for help, no one to give me a hand to get out, it would be, I don't know. I was really grateful, not only for the story at the time they shared, but also after that, after I saw that, I thought of them, and I thought, wow, such a lucky timing for me. So now you will notice the wind here, the strong current. So that's why I'm saying it's not safe for you to go around and mess up with those cliffs. But here is nice. It's like it feels really nice to look down and feel safe. This bridge was, like I said, rebuilt and checked, and some people do this lock thing, and it's so nice. But yeah, it's getting windy. And I love it. It's like a whoa. I've never been here. So probably this bridge is not really solid enough to hold a train or anything like that. Probably used to be train bridge. Oh, look at that. So now I see the cable structure. I never saw these things before. They have some sort of insulation. You see the tension, the cable that hold this structure, really big bunch of cable, and I see that they filled up this thing. I don't know if it's welding or whatever it is, but they had a, oh yeah, this is an insulation layer, and another layer here that is sort of a fiberglass. Yeah, that's impressive system they use here to support the whole weight. I'm confident that they checked everything. Like I said, last year I got here around 5 o'clock. It was getting dark, and I saw that the access was blocked by the construction equipment and stuff, and I thought, I need to return. I want to see what's about this bridge. And you see, it's probably 100 meters up, like 300 feet, maybe less. Maybe more. No, actually, it could be 60 meters, 200 feet, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's nice. I love it. I love it. I still need to go for a hike, and probably I will find a trail here. I'll explore for a little bit. There's so much rust into these things, but they are still solid. Yeah, you see the structure here. It's not very healthy looking structure to me. I'll tell you something, a personal opinion from engineering perspective. This stuff at some point is going to crash. So the bridge is being suspended by these two big cables, but these two pillars here and the two at the other end with an arch, that arch is not really, it's just to keep these things together, parallel. But good thing that there's not much of weight here, probably 50 tons bridge, I don't know. But at some point, these pillars, you see the cracks over there, cracks all the way, and they will not stop. The cracks will not stop over time, will not get better. Pieces are going to chip away during the winter, when the water is going to seep in and freeze, defreeze, like then you will see pieces falling apart, and this will lose the structure, the strength. And this thing supports the weight of the cables and the bridge. So hopefully this thing gets inspected once a year. Oh, look at these cables. That's something. That's the way they tighten, by moving these ones backwards, you see, and they pull, they increase the tension in the cables. Same thing here. The insulation goes bad with the weather. Actually, you can feel, if you hit it, you can feel it's moving. Oh yeah, that's like I did not put much strength in it. Oh, you see the cable vibrating all the way to the top? Actually, I did not push hard. So yeah, it's no question why they deactivated the bridge. So there is a kind of an old, probably the railway. You might go through some tunnels. I'm not sure where this one takes me, but I'll explore for 2-3 more minutes, and we'll end the recording. I just want to see where this one goes, and well, it doesn't go very far. People just want to see what's at the end of the bridge. Okay, take a couple of pictures and go back. So it's no destination somewhere. Oh, I see that there is with the old trail or road, or maybe that's a road up there. Yeah, and it smells a bit of creosote, some some sort of a railway substance, or people using a railway to maintain the rail tracks. So this one doesn't take me too far. It seems that it's like a Forest Service road or something. No, that's it for today. Talk to you later. Bye bye.